So you're here because you want to feel more confident. There are things in your life that you want to take action on, but currently when you imagine them, you might feel a little hesitant, nervous, scared.
What you need is a spine.
Because it's true, right? I mean,
yeah.
They say you've got to have a spine, like where's your backbone?
And most people have no clue about their spine. They can't feel it. And
I thought you were going to say most people don't have a spine.
Yeah.
You do have a spine.
They feel, you know, they have lack of confidence. They don't know about good posture and how to have good flexibility and ease of movement in their spine. And if you don't have that, you can't be confident. You just feel stuck. Oh, you feel stuck.
So let's do like everyone, I feel insecure posture. Okay, now do I'm trying really hard but I don't believe myself posture. Now what about the feeling of I'm unsupported? And so you can't separate how you feel about the things you have to do in your life from your physicality and from your spine. So if we can reverse that and you can actually embody what it means to have a confident spine, to feel the confidence as a real feeling and not just a concept or more like motivational things you have to do on the outside, this will change your life. So before we dive into the secrets, think of something you want to do in your life that currently you wish you had more confidence. Maybe it's to reach out to someone, maybe it's to put on your first event, to write your book, to propose to your loved one. Whatever it is that you want to feel confident in, and you're going to stand up and tell me when you imagine doing it or kind of step into it, how does it feel? So on a level of 1, which is like, no way am I doing that, to 10, I've got this, it's already happened, it's already done. Notice how it feels and write it down. So now we're going to come back to that after we do these secrets. So what's our first step, Eric?
The first step is you need to take a look at the fact that the spine is a wave. You know, we all know about waves in the ocean, but the spine is an upright wave. So inside your body you have a wave that's going up and down like this. And this wave reflects the flow of our life. We have a flow inside our body, and every time we take a step, this wave undulates. And most people sort of think of their spine as something that has to be strengthened, you know, to be carried around. But in reality, it's the opposite. Your spine is actually strengthening you if you know how to organize it well. So take your hands and put one on the back of the neck and one on the lumbar spine. You're now going to feel the forward aspect of the waves, the curves of the spine. The lumbar and cervical lordosis, they're called. Breathe into this area and imagine the spine to be an upright wave. And bend and stretch your legs. As you bend your legs, the waves will become a little bit deeper, and as you stretch your legs, the waves will become a little bit flatter. We're going to have deeper waves and flatter, longer waves, deeper waves and longer, deeper. And you can like literally pull up at the back of the neck. Exactly, pull up a little bit. Think about That's right, just think of your spine lengthening and deepening, lengthening and deepening, lengthening and deepening, exactly, good. The curves are getting a little deeper and now they're getting a little longer and flatter.
So they're like increasing as you bend and then lengthening as you come up.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Franklins before breakfast.
And now, even just after doing that, you'll probably notice you feel a little more length in your spine. And that already gives you a little, you know, just a little more sense of confidence, and here I am, you know, you're a little more upright. You know.
Let's do the thing. So you're going to walk into the party. Walk into the party being the like, I'm not so confident guy. So I'm just over here sipping my gin and tonic.
Hi. How you doing?
Hi.
It doesn't really quite work. Yeah. So if I come in and my spine is flowing and free, like this, you see, I'm like 3 inches taller and so forth. And it's not tension. It's not actually tension. It's actually that flow in the spine, the ease in the flow in the spine that's going on. And the other thing, of course, inside your spine, which is secret number 2, you have your spinal cord. And your spinal cord actually your spinal cord is very much influenced by how you posture and move. It's actually sliding and moving inside what's called your vertebral canal.
So here's the spine. This is a famous spine. And in here, sorry, spine, you can see that's, you've got these holes, and that's where the
vertebral foramen, that's where your
spinal cord.
Spinal cord
and
is,
you've got
yeah.
these spines, nerves that come out the side.
Exactly, and if you have bad posture, you're slouched, then these nerves are being compressed, of course. There's lots of kinks and bends in your spinal cord.
So then you're going to feel very nervous.
Yes, that
like your nerves are frayed, because they are.
That in itself is going to make you feel less confident, and it actually definitely negatively affects how you think.
Because your spinal cord is an extension of your brain, or it is your brain, right?
Your spinal cord is part of the central nervous system, so it's, yeah, it's sort of still part of the brain, exactly. To feel the spinal cord, all you need to do is bend, flex, and extend your spine. What happens when you flex your spine is the spinal cord slides up a little bit in the vertebral canal and down a little bit as you extend. So the spinal cord will slide up a little bit and slide down, so it's moving up and down in the spinal in the vertebral canal. It's sliding up a little bit in the vertebral canal.
Here it is, and here it's sliding.
Exactly, it's sliding up like this in the vertebral canal and down in the vertebral canal. Up in the vertebral canal and down the vertebral canal.
And then can we just dance it around like it's just floaty?
Yeah, so it actually is floating. So your brain and your spinal cord is surrounded by a fluid called cerebrospinal fluid. So your brain is always floating as if it's in the Caribbean. It's always floating in the cerebrospinal fluid. So your brain and spinal cord are always floating. So if you feel heavy and exhausted, it's not your brain, spinal cord's experience itself. They are like always floating, as if they're on vacation. So
imagine the sun and the palm trees. And now just notice how you feel. So if you did that with us, you might feel more energized, more activated, more confident, but in a very easy, I'm not doing it kind of way. Which takes us to number 3, which is how to really find that trust in your confidence. And so you actually don't even need confidence because you just are it already. What does that mean? Let's feel it. So in order to trust something, or to trust someone, or to trust a situation, you need to know that you're supported, that they've got you. Like if I fall back, and I'm gonna try okay. Like I have to trust that he's gonna support me. If he's not there, I'm gonna fall on the floor. I'm not gonna be very confident, I'm not gonna be able to feel that trust. So if we don't know how to feel the support in our spine, where it's actually like got us, if I put my hands on yours and I let go, there's a like feeling of support, of trust, that then allows me to fully let go. And if we are not feeling that in our bodies, if we don't know how to find that stability, we're never going to actually feel the trust and the confidence.
Well, it's kind of interesting because your spine is actually resting on the floor in a certain sense, because the weight of the spine rests in the pelvis, which rests on the legs, which rests on the feet, which rests on the floor. So if you can start embodying, I'm always grounded through the floor supports my feet, my legs, my pelvis, which supports the spine, so that you have that feeling, I am grounded in my spine, I'm supported from the floor like this. It'll just give you that sense of confidence. I have the whole earth underneath me supporting my spine.
Well, I was gonna say, it's like the floor and then the planet and the universe. So if you want to feel supported by the universe, it's not a concept out there, it's actually inside of you, and how you can trust your ability to let go, trust gravity.
Yeah, I mean, it's just how do you actually see reality? Because, you know, the way we see things becomes our reality, and the easiest way to change how you experience life is to reframe and to put in a different movie reel and and just see the same thing in an entirely different way, but it'll actually make you feel different.
And it's beyond just mindset. So many people talk about mindset and changing your perspective, and that's all well and good, but if you're fundamentally not feeling supported in your body, you'll never get it.
If the physical isn't part of that change, there's no change.
Right.
Yeah, then it's just airy-fairy.
Hashtag Eric Franklin's quotes. Slam dunked once again.
I don't know about that.
So the spine is a long, slender pyramid, and as you can see, you've got all of these vertebrae stacked on top of each other. As we saw, they are in a wave. So the question is, are we actually resting on the parts that are designed to support us, which are this like front part, the body of the vertebrae?
If, for example, you're leaning back or in bad posture, you're putting all the weight here on the back part and on the mobility area here. This is the support area, it's the mobility area. And that's going to create a lot of tension and holding back here, because this area isn't built for that kind of support. This area here, the vertebral bodies, are built for carrying and support together with the intervertebral discs.
So should we feel it?
Yeah. Okay, so start by imagining your spine. So in the front you have the vertebral bodies, in the back you have the joints, to keep it very simple, yeah? And you also have the spinal cord in the middle there. So if you put your weight more on the back, so imagine I'm supported more back here, okay, that's going to feel very unconfident. Now if you go forward a little bit, think I'm standing on the vertebral bodies, that strong, massive part there.
It's more in the middle.
Yeah, like this, you're going to feel like, yeah, here I am, here I stand, I'm much more supported. So that's a very common thing that happens. For example, if you're in this kind of posture, pelvis forward posture like this, you're really supporting through your spine in the areas for which it's not designed.
So you're not really supported at all.
No, you're not really supported at all. Exactly.
With the tension. So can you brush my spine and imagine all the...
Okay, so we're going to just take all the tension out of the back area here where the joints are located, like this, yeah? And then in the front, you're going to think of support up the front of the spine while you release down the back like this.
So you're going to imagine that...
So if you want a metaphor, you can imagine a geyser or a fountain or something going up the front of the spine, lifting the front of the spine while the back releases down. Yeah, so the inner geyser lifting the front part of the spine while the back releases down. Yeah, probably feels pretty good. And the good thing about using your mind this way, you can take it with you anywhere you go, because you know. And the other thing, it's free. So thinking, imaging is free, and that's maybe why we don't use it, because it's so obvious and it's there. We're always like running around looking for all these complex devices and exercise systems to make us feel better. But the best exercise system is your brain itself. And your body. And the fact that they're one. Yeah, well, the brain is the body. I mean, the nerves are everywhere like that. Of course, it's an interaction. Let's feel our waves. Through the spine. The spine is a wave, so it's not a stick or anything, it's a wave. And then you're going to feel the spinal cord. Spinal cord floating inside your vertebral canal and the brain as well. And then the support of the body. Support of the vertebrae in front, and then the release down the back and the lift up the front. Release down the back and lift up the front. And then just notice how you feel. And notice if your mind is any quieter, if there's any change in your experience of you. And then imagine that thing again that you wrote down, the thing that you wanted confidence for. And imagine yourself taking the action, taking the step, actually physically take a step, and notice, has it changed? So on that scale of 1 to 10, does it feel more done? Does it feel more like
complete unshakable confidence. And now is the time to take the action, make the call, have the conversation, do the things that you've been wanting to do, and write yourself a note and remind yourself that the answers you're looking for aren't coming from something outside of you, but they are truly in you. And if you can remember to come back to that and learn how to access that, learn how to access the wisdom of your body.
So once you have that inner strength, that inner confidence through your spine, you will notice that those things that previously worried you or scared you that you weren't ready to do suddenly become much less problematic. You were wondering why you ever were worried about them.
So now I want you to think about an even bigger goal, something that maybe you didn't even let yourself think about previously because it was just too big, you would need too much confidence. And think about how it would be if you could actually take those steps that right now feel like impossible. So what do you need to do in order to make that a reality? Yes, you need to go deeper into the potential that you have inside of you, and the secrets and the wisdom and the infinite support that is inside of you if you know how to access it. So we want to show you the exact step-by-step processes that can guarantee you feeling that confidence and really accessing that power within. I have seen hundreds, thousands of people transform themselves, their bodies and their lives from this work. I myself am a living, breathing example of the potential and the power of really knowing yourself and trusting that first, and that is my mission, to teach and share that on the planet.
I've worked with Olympic athletes, world-class dancers and leaders in the personal development field. The process I've developed has never been replicated before. It is unique and it works.
So if you want to be the very best version of you and truly understand what it means to have your mind and your body supporting you so you can access more confidence, join us for our masterclass, The Confident Spine, and change your life and your body forever. Sign up down below. And the information is on this page. Fun dance?